Business for me church will be a me did this about the other women to be a home ye. Be a home ye, dear, had the Gia Bejoy, the nature, the trending news and updates in Kwan, this reviewers in a year case Ato Forson, the minority leader. I just say, would the NDC for minority group no deal money na any name say of course a financial losses fa the ambulance case no one as say there official court trial and yes and betwa e be kwa kuti e nsem mu nchemu ye pa ba fi oche ye bo aho abasisi a enene dey dikan a wuti ordinary TV amema we mfi say obe subscribe to our channel obe like na adu adwenche so agu comment section kama kama me do bibi ase.
But he is on trial, you know. Case Ato Forson is on trial for causing financial loss to the state. It's a matter that involves 2.7 million euros. It has to do with the ambulances. We know the trajectory of these ambulances. I mean, sometimes our politicians speaking, I don't know. Case Ato Forson botched the ambulance situation. He completely botched it. That's what happened. It's not President Mahama's fault. No, nothing to do with President Mahama. It's not Professor Mills. Nothing to do with Professor Mills. It is Case Ato Forson. He completely botched the whole ambulance that will kill people, that will cure people, that will save lives. He sat at the Ministry of Finance and he botched it. Then he has confidence to go on the street and say, we are demanding. You are in court being tried for the ambulances. The ambulances never came. People unfortunately died until Akufo-Addo and Hawakumsin provided those ambulances. Each constituency got one and more. So we have 300 or so ambulances. Something that Case Ato Forson could have done very easily in 2015. It is simple. Akufo-Addo and his team demonstrated that this ambulance thing is not rocket science. You are buying ambulances for the people of Ghana. You do X, Y, Z, and W, and it's done. Case Ato Forson couldn't do it. He sat at the Ministry of Finance. He couldn't do it. And today he's talking because he thinks that we have forgotten. He's enjoying himself that, oh, they have forgotten. If it's another country, do you know whether he will be able to even speak? You had the taxpayers' confidence. The President of the Republic made you a Deputy Minister of Finance. You had the responsibility to bring ambulances to Ghanaians. You failed miserably to the point where you are being asked by the courts to deliver 2.7 million euro to the country because they say that you botched the ambulance process. And then you, same person, now few years later, you come and lead a demonstration and tell somebody that I will not present a petition to you because he is enjoying the fact that we have forgotten. He's enjoying it. He thinks that we have forgotten. If anybody should lead an NDC demonstration, it should be somebody else. If anybody should lead NDC demonstration about corruption, it should be somebody else. But can it be Case Ato Forson? How can it be Case Ato Forson? How? This is the man who sat on his desk at Ministry of Finance, completely botched the ambulance situation to the point where today he's agreeing that, oh, I'm sorry, I botched it. I owe Ghana 2.7 million euro. I will pay. Not just him, he and the other accused persons. That they will pay the 2.7 million. They are offering to pay the 2.7 million. You are offering to, would they bring back the people who died? Those people whose life could have been saved by ambulances, but because Ghana didn't have ambulances, there was no access to ambulance because we were living like a Stone Age country. Every country has ambulance. Professor Mills said, but why is it that Ghana we don't have enough ambulance? Look, let's get the ambulance thing working. Then Professor Mills passed, his government left. Ato Forson came in, come and do ambulance, you couldn't do it. Hawakumsin, who you've been laughing at, was able to do it. You with your PhD, doctor, you couldn't do simple ambulance. This A plus X, Y, Z, W, ports come, there's fix. So doctors come, look at it, emergency services, simple thing like that. With your PhD, you couldn't do it. You are walking on the street, shouting at governor. And when governor says it's hooliganism, you are angry. I'll get to that. But Ato Forson couldn't do it. Oh, ambulance. Simple PhD from KNUST. That's where he learned his PhD from KNUST. And then you come with a PhD from KNUST. You can't do ambulance. Simple matter. Setekpe, the Honorable Setekpe, his boss, was in court. The testimony Setekpe gave in court, you should see it. Because the matter is still in court, we cannot value the testimony of, we cannot even evaluate the testimony of ßreak, but it's there. And we know, the people who don't know, you know what ßreak said in the court. His boss, Ato Forson, you couldn't buy Ghanaians ambulance to save our lives. You couldn't buy. In 2020 when there was election, there was this actress, Jancy or something. She said she's not political, but the ambulance saved her sister's life. She said so. Many multiple testimonies have come from the ambulance. Simple bring ambulance to Ghana. Ato Forson couldn't do it. He was unable to do it. Is it that he doesn't understand? Is it that he doesn't know what to do? I don't know. Today, he's in court that this ambulance thing that you botched, we have to deal with it. Not just did it cost the country money, it cost the country lives. All the lives that have been saved by the ambulance, in all the circumstances and the occurrence, the sequence thereof, if you do an algorithm and put it back in 2014, you can tell the number of people who may have died. Ato Forson kills them. Those people who died, Ato Forson is the one who killed them. And then you come in, you are making noise as if you are a paragon of virtue, you have come from heaven. Ato Forson, you couldn't give our people ambulance. So they died. They died in Brekum, they died in Labadi, they died in Walewale, they died in Tamale, they died all over the country because Ato Forson, he couldn't master the intellectual acumen to put an ambulance structure together so that we can have how Akumsin came and she did it. Ato Forson goes to court today and says, oh, I'm sorry. This is after the BOG demonstration. Oh, I'm sorry. Ghana people, I'm sorry. 2.7 million I will pay. Me and my partners will pay the money. After the state committed money through his signature, they couldn't deliver one ambulance. One. Zero. They couldn't deliver nothing. And today, Ato Forson has the effrontery. You see, I'm not talking NDC and PPO. This is not NDC and PP. It's about the people that we entrust responsibility with. Nothing to do. And some NDC people will agree with me. In fact, they do. Some of them I've spoken to, they do. How couldn't we get the ambulance